hashtag for Kyle.
For Ninong.
For Ninong. There you go. For Ninong. Prayers up.
How about Ninong Strong?
Ninong Strong.
Hey, bro, you're a milk guy.
This guy is a calcium expert.
Daryl is wearing a tracksuit. And he's wearing glasses, and he looks like Vector from Despicable Me. That guy from Despicable Me.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome back to the Large Guys Podcast, the best show not on television. I'm your host, Joseph Kirai, and we're back with the H-Town Bros, becoming more of a regular fixture on this show as the months and the years go by, honestly.
Yes, sir.
The call-up is real. It wasn't just a one-time main event. These boys are here to stay. Whether they're in the mid-card or main event, they're here.
Graduated from NXT to main event. We're now on Raw.
Hey, man, I took a look at all the views on the YouTube channel. I'm just saying, when me and Jeremy are on, we get the most average-wise. You know, so our stats are pretty high up in views.
That is true. Actually, funny you say that, because the last time you guys were on here was for one of the UFC previews we did. I don't know what it was which one was it? Was it the last Izzy fight? I think it was.
I don't remember.
It was whatever was in November. I think it was the Izzy fight, actually.
Man, it feels so much longer since we've done November. That's pretty recent.
And we're entertaining. Like, Jeremy has a fake unplugged headphone. I got a fake unplugged. We look the part. We sound the part.
I do have a mic. It's recording. My speaker's busted on my MacBook, so I just took the stuff from my brother's gaming PC.
There you go. Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. But no, yeah, Kyle does bring up a good point. You guys seem to be what the fans want. I don't know exactly what it is about you two. I don't know what it is about you two, but
Large Guys Podcast is turning into a combat sports podcast. Just accept it. We talk about boxing.
Kevin Owens-esque
material
right there. You could be Leo Rush.
I'm dead.
Pretty good.
Hey, I'll take that. That's definitely a compliment.
That's a compliment. Leo Rush is awesome.
But anyway, so we'll get into the formal introductions for you guys. We'll start with for me in the top left. It'll probably look different when this comes out. For me in the top left, we'll start with our casual. Is it casual Kyle? No, it's kayfabe Kyle. That's what it is. Sorry, different Kyle.
It's Professor Kayfabe Kyle. He's got a black belt now.
Professor Kayfabe, black belt. He's wearing a black shirt for his black belt.
I just got finished teaching jiu-jitsu too.
So. There you go.
There he is. He is the professor for sure.
He's the professor.
Professor of leg locks, of arm bars, sweeps.
The man of 1,000 holds.
There you go.
Dean who?
Holds. Dean who?
I like it.
Never heard of her. Dean Malenko? Who? Sorry. No.
Disrespectful.
We have
just kidding.
Father of the year from what I heard.
True, yes.
How are you doing?
Good, man. Good. My second daughter is gonna be due late next month, or maybe by May 3rd. So I'm pretty excited for that. Thank you. And life's been pretty good. Can't complain.
We also have our other special guest. I'm not even gonna say guest. Y'all are definitely co-hosts here. So our other co-host, Jeremy Marquez out of Spring, Texas, fighting out of Sammy's Muay Thai.
Yes, sir.
He's actually here to. This actually isn't an episode. He's here just to talk down his opponent in his next fight.
Oh my gosh,
Jeremy, please let the people know where they can catch your next fight. Is it on Fight Plus TV or something like that?
I wish. We're still the live stream doesn't even work half the time, so it'll probably be on YouTube somewhere. No, but yes, sir. Still training. I'm doing pad sessions now, so if you're looking for a good pad holder, you want to improve your technique, DM me on Instagram. My prices are pretty affordable compared to a lot of people. So come train, go train. Training's fun.
Jeremy, I think you should have a pad holding Instagram account.
Wow. That's
Just
a good
dedicated,
idea, dude.
Like so eventually you become the pad holder guy.
Dude,
We're
I'm
like-
still trying to figure out how to make reels on Instagram, bro. I still need to do that.
Bro,
I just
TJ,
I
How
know
you add the music to the video?
just like
but
chopping
it has to be all
everything up.
K-pop in the background.
You know what she said? She was the one that was actually, because at first I was kind of just doing it for free, just because I was just like holding pads and I'm like really passionate about stuff. And she was the one that was like, babe, you are really good at this. You need to be charging people for this. And then I eventually told my coach, I'm like, yeah, my girlfriend wants me to charge. And he's like, oh yeah, you should definitely charge, because he's like, you're good enough to hold for me. If you're good enough to hold for me, you're good enough to hold for everybody. So I was like, huh, okay. So I started charging. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I see the vision, man. You know how like Stitch is like the best cut man in the game? Jeremy, you have to come up with like a one name like alias to be the best pad holder in the game.
Yeah, my coach straight up was like, hey, you need to change your Instagram name to something with my gym in it, because you're basically becoming like one of the better pad holders and people are starting to come up to you. I'll get people that come up to me. It's like, hey, how do I fix my kick? Hey, how do I fix this? Hey, how come my stance is off like this? And it's like, oh, it's because of this. And if you want to get better, holler at me.
Like you would put like your handle, but Sammy Muay Thai, or what would be?
Yeah, so my original Instagram that I have been, it was really very subtle. So it's my previous Instagram handle was It's Germs, ITS, then Germs. Then he's like, hey, put a SMT _. I was like, okay. So I just put SMT _ germs. So follow me on Instagram, SMT _ germs.
So your germs, like when we, so germs is now a brand name.
Yeah,
the name
I guess
that
so.
we gave you.
That's your name. Your Germs the pad holder, bro.
Yeah,
that's it.
No, because no one ever calls me by my actual name at the gym.
Yeah, see, I have a problem with that. We gave you that name.
Wait, so when they call you, they're like, hey, pad holder guy.
No, well, like they were calling me by my name originally, and then my coach's son.
I was about to say, wait, hold on.
Coach,
Yeah,
wait,
like,
what?
Wait a
No.
minute. Breaking news. Breaking news.
My
That is
coach's
next
son,
fight.
Malachi, he's like 3 or 4 years old. He's the one that started calling me Germs. And then my coach and his wife started calling me Germs. And then everyone else started calling me Germs. And I'm like, okay. I just go by Germs now.
Interesting.
Wow.
Yeah.
I just want everyone to know Houston gave him that name. So if he ever moves to Dallas for whatever reason, they're not allowed to call you that over there. That's an act of war. I'm just letting you know that right now.
Wow.
All right, so transitioning from that to something also fighting related, we had UFC 248.
No, bro, 284.
284.
Oh, no, I think it was 285.
285, bro.
285. Sorry. Hey, I was one number off. JQ was 40.
My bad. I thought we were doing a retro show. My bad.
Hey, UFC 16. Let's get
Yeah,
Let's
right.
go.
On
Randy
this day in
Couture versus-
2007. But we had UFC 285 stacked card headlined by the heavyweight championship fight, the return, the prodigal son,
the GOAT. I'm gonna call him
Dana's long lost son, Dana's favorite son, probably the son he wishes he had. Johnny Bones Jones came back, and he fought for like a minute and a half, or like 2 minutes.
Yeah,
2-minute fight against probably the most dangerous heavyweight in the division.
not anymore.
Probably the most dangerous heavyweight not named Francis Ngannou, honestly.
There you go.
bro, the way he ragdolled him to take him down was like insane. Like
Yep.
it wasn't even like anything that looked so like technically brilliant. It was just him saying like, "Nah, I'm strong." Like
Yeah.
I'm strong.
I guess that powerlifting really did help him because
Yeah.
none of it went to his legs. Kyle was saying, he was like, dude,
Yeah,
his
not
legs
any-
haven't changed at all.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it's like,
the only thing that like kind of concerns me.
it's like that Justice League. Remember Justice League back then? They had like all the same kind of body. It was like a
Yeah.
big upper body, and then
Yeah.
their legs would go skinny.
Yep.
I was like, dude,
And they look like they have sharp calves.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, Jon Jones cemented himself as the GOAT. I do have a quick question for you guys. I saw this. After he won the title, saw a side-by-side picture, Jon Jones, GSP. Is there even a comparison to make there at this point? Is there a case to be made?
Are you trying to say who's trying
Like,
to see
the
who's
GOAT?
better? Who's the GOAT between the two of them?
Yeah. Because I think as of right now, those are probably the two in the conversation.
So, all right, when you look at Jon Jones's like light heavyweight run, very legendary.
Yep.
Like, dude, like he beat like the former champions of his division.
Yep.
Yeah, I would say on paper and being the heavyweight champion, that's like,
Yeah.
the heavyweight champion's supposed to be someone to like you marvel at. Like, that's why Francis Ngannou or Ciryl Gane, they have that presence of like they can beat anybody.
Mhm.
So I think Jon Jones, yeah, like you could say I think it's not an argument that not only has he beaten the most former champions, I believe,
Mhm.
but he's also like finished them. And there is one thing though. I don't know how true this story is. It sounds like speculation because you know how they never talk about what happens in the gym. So once upon a time, George St. Pierre and Greg Jackson's would work together.
Yep.
And I would hear stories from fighters on podcasts or read forums saying that, GSP would kind of like take down, and they would never say the name, but they're saying, let's just say George St. Pierre would take down and control certain people we would consider really, really, really good fighters. And then in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, Greg Jackson. Okay, oh, is he taking down Jon Jones? Like, like in terms of like just control time, right?
Mhm.
So I would say Jon Jones, yeah, on paper is like pound for pound king. I don't even know why he's not number one.
No, they just moved him up.
One. Yeah,
they just moved him up. Yeah.
Yes, good. Get that fraud off the number one.
Yeah, so I would say
still
Jon
salty.
Jones, greatest UFC fighter of all time. I would consider GSP though just like a martial artist. Like that's the guy you kind of want to emulate inside and outside of.
That's the Canadian Superman.
Yeah. But also interesting enough, I think if you look at their pay-per-view, I think George St. Pierre is a more popular. I think he transcended the sport more than Jon Jones. So if you're counting that, then you could say GSP.
He was in a Captain America movie.
He was, and I mean when GSP fought in Montreal, like that was one of the single greatest events UFC ever put on.
Yeah. Yeah, just it depends how you're grading it. If you're grading it just based on resume, then Jon Jones. But if you're adding like how much they've influenced the sport, then you could argue GSP or even like a Conor McGregor, But Conor's record is, I think, too spotty at this point.
Yeah.
So
I guess to wrap up the heavyweight talk, sounds like Stipe is on the horizon. Stipe, like throughout all of last week and even on Saturday when they talked about it and they showed Stipe, I was excited for it, but then you think about like what happened to Stipe last time he fought. And the fact that he's already like 40 plus now, like he'll be well like over 40, or like he'll be 40. He's already 40, I think.
He's 40 right now.
It's been a year and a half, I think, since that fight. Might even be like 2 years by the time they fight, if it ends up being end of the summer. Is that a fight that, again, on paper, in terms of legacy versus legacy, that's a great thing to put on, but is that a fight that goes any different from what just happened to Gon?
I think that fight is. Oh, so are you insinuating that it'll go the same way?
That's my fear. My fear is that because Jones made Gon look like a little baby, basically. And Gon's stronger than Stipe, I think. But I do think that Stipe has a much better grappling, like defense and just overall like strength, definitely. But I just feel like the type of strength that Jon Jones is working with right now is like, again, something we only see from Ngannou.
Right. I feel like this is a better. This matchup is more even than the Ciryl Gane fight, just because Stipe knows how to wrestle. He's not the best at wrestling, but he at least I think he knows more wrestling than what do you call it? Than Ciryl Gane.
That's fair. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Kyle, what do you think?
All right, so Stipe has that one punch KO power, like many heavyweights, but like if you watch the way he throws his punch, it almost looks like he's not even throwing it full force, but it seems to like just hurt people.
Yeah.
I don't think Jon Jones will want to take him down. I think Jon Jones will want to treat him the way he treats like someone like Glover. He wants to keep the distance.
Right.
Spate isn't a mover.
He's
kind
not.
of plods towards you. He kind of like flat-footed. He kind of walks towards you.
Right. Short and stocky for a heavyweight.
Puncher's chance though, because unlike the guys at light heavyweight, like I don't think you can afford to just get hit for free in the heavyweight. So I think it would be. I think Stipe not after Ciryl Gane. I was like, all right, I think Stipe has a better chance, but yeah, Jon Jones should be the favorite. Jon Jones beats him, and if Francis comes back and Jon Jones beats Francis, the greatest heavyweight of all time.
Yep.
It's undeniable. Like he's the greatest ever. There is one person though I believe that could top that.
Derek Lewis, you're right.
Yeah. No, Triple C, if he gets a third championship.
Third belt.
And did you see that video of Henry Cejudo going over that same position Jon Jones hit?
Yep. Yeah,
it was
great.
I was like, that guy, like, IQ is very good.
Yeah. Yeah, I watched the video and then it had like a side by side of exactly how it played out. I was like, man.
Yeah, I love that. Like when they do the side by side stuff, practice, and then the actual event. Yeah. Yeah,
he like word for word what he was saying, just mapped out exactly like what he needed to do and how he could save his energy too. I thought that was amazing.
Yeah, if I'm come back now and like I come back right now and negotiate a one fight, and one fight deal with a lot of money, it'd be the biggest fight of the year if they make it happen.
Yeah, we'll see though. I mean, there's a lot of pride there still. But He's got nothing lined up right now, right?
Maybe Deontay Wilder, possibility.
Because I know Fury doesn't. He's not interested anymore in that fight. Oh, we got a guest. We got a guest.
Come say hi, Julian.
What are y'all talking
This is
about?
my brother.
What up, bro? How you doing?
He says, "What's up?" He can't hear y'all because I got the headphones in.
Oh, okay.
Talking about Jon Jones.
Yeah,
Gain.
we're talking about UFC stuff.
I saw a Gain at Toyota Center.
Oh yeah, you did watch that fight. What was the?
It was.
Oh, that's when he beat
Shit,
Derek
what's
Lewis.
his name? My balls are hot.
Oh, Derek Lewis.
Derek Lewis.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was at that fight. I forgot he went to that.
And then
Talk about that.
there was a really good like card before that. It was like I got knocked out by McGregor. He's from
Brazil.
Brazil.
Oh, that was.
He has like a anchor on his chest.
You're talking about what's his name?
He used to be like a big name.
Charles Oliveira.
Yeah, Oliveira.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, that's when he won.
yeah, that's when he won. 265.
265. Yeah.
Yeah,
I see that.
yeah, that was.
Am I
2020?
interrupting anything?
Maybe. Sorry,
Sorry.
it's all good.
Oh man, yeah, I remember. That was Oliveira versus Chandler or Gaethje.
Chandler.
No. I'm looking at the card. That was Jose Aldo versus Pedro Munoz.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, I think that was his debut at bantamweight.
Right. Okay. Cool. All right. Well, I got one more question for you guys regarding that UFC card. So the Bullet, no longer champ. Craziest thing is they put up that stat. Alexa Grasso became just the third women's flyweight champion in history.
Mm-hmm.
And I know the women's divisions haven't been around for that long. But I was just like, I can't believe that Valentina's basically held on to that title the whole time this division existed. Besides one other person. I rewatched the finish a couple times. Is there anything that Valentina could have done to avoid?
Yeah, not throwing a spinning back kick when your
While your
back.
back is against the fence.
Yeah,
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
but
So
that's
basically,
coach, whatever. So
yeah. So basically, it was like, because I think people were saying too that she was just too close to
Yeah.
throwing that. But even okay, so let's say you throw the kick, you're on the fence. Is there still any other way out, like out of that?
I was telling Jeremy, she's probably maybe a side kick without the spin would have been better.
Would have been fine. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause remember, Chris Weidman, when he tried to throw a spinning back kick, Luke Rockhold literally took his back, took him down, beat him up. So it was the same thing, except Alexa Grasso jumped on her. I was like,
Yeah. The problem with spinning things is that one, it's easily telegraphed, and then two, you need a lot of space for it. Like you can't just be in a corner or have your back against and just like fire it right away. Because it's like it takes time to like it covers a lot. The whole kick in general covers a lot of distance, like as a circle. So it's just like if you don't have that, then it's like what's the point of throwing it to begin with? So I mean, the way I saw it was just like I think she felt the pressure from Alexa Grasso's boxing because man, her punches were on point that night.
That I think the third round she was popping her.
Yeah, that like her 1-2s were like on the money. I was just like, this is like killer punches, and I think she just felt the pressure. And it's like one of those things where it's just like, because I've experienced when I've sparred boxers or in my mind, since I'm more of a kicking base, I came from a taekwondo base. I like to throw kicks more than I do punches, and I feel the pressures from like people that are more boxing oriented, I'll feel the pressure and like back up, back up, back up. And I kind of just like, you feel the pressure once your backs hit the rope. It's like, oh, I got to throw something now before I get kind of like drowned out in punches. So I understand like the pressure that she felt. That's like, oh, I got to throw something. So let me just throw something now. But unfortunately, it was the wrong move.
Yeah. Yeah. And like, I mean, I had Grasso, like, I was voting for Grasso to win because I thought boxing area, she could probably catch Valentina with her hands. But if you watch Valentina's last fight, dude, she got her back taken.
Yep.
Off, like, the throw attempts and, whatnot, and controlled there. So once Grasso jumped on her back, I was like, I don't know if Valentina, I don't know if she like ever, I mean, I don't know her training, but puts herself in bad positions to get out. Because when she was getting her back controlled in her last fight, she was like, trying to punch backwards. And that looks good that looks good in someone's eyes, but you're still getting controlled back there. So, yeah, to me, like once Grasso jumped on her back, I was like, oh man, this is really bad.
Yeah, she got the hooks in quick too.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, and then when she let go, you could see like the imprint of like her arms around her like jaw area just like went from like
she hit that squeezed.
Like pale.
It went pale and then finally like slowly like went back to a little bit more colored. But I was like, damn, she had that tight. Like there was just no way. Yeah, Grasso was super smooth with the way that she took the back.
And to pressure a kicker, like a strong kicker, that's it. You make them back up so that way they can't use their kicks that well. So Grasso had like a really good plan. I just want to rant quick though, like real talk. Why do these people who upset dominant champions, why do they feel the need to give a rematch right away? I feel like once you win a championship, you should say, no, you got to fight someone else. I'm whoever's next in line. That might be an easier match, but why should I give you a chance to be dominant again?
There you go.
You know what I mean? Like Alexa saying, yeah, I'm willing to redo. I get it for the money, but I'm like, dude, Valentina's gonna make adjustments. Make adjustments.
Yeah.
Izzy's gonna make adjustments. Why are y'all giving these people another chance to win?
I mean, I'm cool with that because I'm trying to see my boy get his championship back. But
who
is he?
All right, I guess we'll save that podcast.
Yeah, man. Is he gonna get his championship back in 2023? Charlie Olive's gonna get his championship back in 2023.
Yeah, can you just imagine though, if Valentina wins his rematch, Kamaru wins his rematch, Izzy wins his match, like is there gonna be a champion or an upsetter in the future that wins a championship and just like, I've learned my lesson with that. Nah. Like you're not getting a rematch. I would say that right when Joe Rogan interviews me. I just want to say there's no rematches. Someone else.
Well, you were saying if there was a rematch, Kyle, like it's like I would want it, or she should say, hey, if we're gonna rematch, I want it to be in Mexico City.
Yeah, that's smart.
Mexico City, high elevation. And literally build a Mexico card. When's Mexican Independence Day? September, right?
Yeah.
What? Yes. So whatever, September or whatever, you can literally have all three Mexican champions. Dude, isn't that crazy? Mexico gained 3 UFC champions in a span of like 3 months.
Yep.
Back to back to back.
Yeah, and they can all bill them on one card that in Mexico City.
Wait, but would elevation hurt Valentina? Ain't she from like a mountainous area?
She's like all over the place. Like she's from Kyrgyzstan, but I think she like calls Peru home. She's an odd one. She's a nomad.
Okay, Peru, I didn't expect.
It depends where you train, because like elevation, you have to adapt
Adjust to it.
Yeah, so it's not like just because you train at elevation and then if you come down from it, I think I read that your body will acclimate if you go back to level.
Right.
I see.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's what like they said killed Cain Velasquez during his during when he lost the championship, which was I think in Mexico.
Yeah.
They said he didn't have time to adjust to the elevation.
Fighters, if they know their fight is going to be in like Denver or Mexico City or somewhere or someplace that there is elevation, they will fly out 2-3 weeks in advance to make sure they adjust.
Yeah, man. So dude, you could literally have Volkanovski versus Yair.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Brendan Moreno Figueredo 17.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
And then Alexa Grasso versus Valentina again. Man, it like builds itself. If UFC doesn't see this, you might want to hire me because I got the ideas.
And then making his debut on the main card, it'll be Jeremy versus CM Punk.
God no.
Yeah, dude, Jeremy, if I ever work for
In Mexico City,
I'm just gonna be like, hey, dude, we got to give CM Punk one more chance. I know the perfect guy. I'll build you up like a can, but then you train your ass off.
No, hey, and then this is what happens. Jeremy walks into Mexico City, cuts his fantastic promo saying he's the greatest Marquez to fight in Mexico.
Oh my God.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, and they have Marquez in the building. It's like, this is for Pacquiao. And you just call him out after your fight. You call him out, be like, I just want to call it one fighter, one Manuel Marquez. Get your ass in here.
Yeah.
One Manuel Marquez. You absolutely just pull a chill son in.
Just like how DC called out Brock.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. And be like, this is for Pacquiao.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man. It's okay though. We have a great Filipino boxer on the rise. His name's Salt Poppy. So just be on the lookout for him.
All right. Side note: is that he was a YouTuber? What was he like? What was
He
his
was like a TikTok star, right?
TikToker, yeah.
Yeah.
When he was overweight, he used to dance.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm a fan. Like, I didn't realize he had a thick Filipino accent. I was like,
oh yeah. He was definitely born in the Philippines.
Yeah, he was born in the motherland and he immigrated to the UK.
Okay.
Moved to London. Bro, and if you see all his brothers, they all look like smaller clones of him. Like they all look, there's just like a level of like more facial hair, less facial hair.
That's the most Filipino looking guy I've ever seen in my life. So
no, actually, yeah. Actually.
Like, if you're not Filipino watching this and you're watching this, like we're pretty Filipino looking, but that guy is like the
super Filipino.
Yeah, he's a poster boy, like stock Filipino. You play a video game, you pick your race, Filipino. We're molded off of him.
Hey, and you guys have actually seen him fight, right? Like he's
he's got hands, bro.
Yo,
bro, I actually think in terms of all like those YouTube boxers, even like KSI, Jake Paul, I think Salt Poppy could actually like beat all of them.
He'll give people a run for their money for sure. I've been very actually impressed with like what he's got.
I think he actually moves around the ring and knows how to like create angles and stuff like that better than any of the other crossover guys.
He's very agile for his size. It's very interesting.
Yeah. And he's that left hook, man. That's
nasty. I saw some of like I saw the footwork in some of his fights. I was just like, damn, this guy got it. Like he knows.
No, yeah, seriously, yeah. And he just gets trained by his dad, I think.
Really? Dang.
Yeah,
bro.
like it's something.
Watch, he's gonna link up with Boo Boy and he's just gonna like explode, bro.
He should. Yeah. Anyway, so talking about something salty to talking about something sweet. We're gonna talk about
Nice transition.
You like that. You like that.
Nice.
This is the donut episode. Been hyping it up for a few weeks now. There's a couple different ways we can go about this. I was thinking we could rank donut like stores, but honestly, I was looking at this list of like the top 10 in America.
Mm-hmm.
I've only been to 3 of them, but maybe you guys have been to more than I have. It's the top 9. So in the top 9, we have Dunkin' Donuts. I think everyone recognizes Dunkin' Donuts. Krispy Kreme.
This isn't ranked, is it?
On this list I'm looking at, it is. It has Dunkin' at 9,
Okay,
Krispy
good.
Kreme at 8, Tim Hortons at 7, which is Canadian. I don't know how this is on the US list, but that doesn't make sense. Honeydew Donuts at 6.
I've never heard of them.
Never heard of that. Daylight Donuts. I think there's one in Houston.
I don't know. I did hear they were opening up a Tim Hortons in Houston though,
Okay.
from what I've been told.
I heard that. Yeah.
There's Winchell's Donut House. Shipley Donuts is at 3.
Okay, there we
Out to
go.
Shipley. Lamar's Donuts. Never heard of it.
Lamar Jackson.
And Tob Pot Donuts, based out of Seattle.
Yep.
So what I was thinking is we could talk a little bit about, I guess, the 3 that are the most notable in that list for us, which would be Shipley, Dunkin', and Krispy Kreme. And then we can rank our favorite type of donut or talk about our favorite types of donuts. Because I think that'll be a more universal type. I'm talking like different glazed ones, different frosting. We're talking about filled donuts. I'm talking fritters, talking donut holes, talking all of that, bear claws, all of that. But we'll start with the different stores. So we'll leave Shipley's for last because I feel like that's going to be the one that hits home for all of us, unless one of you guys shock me. But we'll start with Dunkin'. I'll go first on Dunkin'. I'll say my piece. I don't go to Dunkin' for the donuts. I'll be honest.
Same.
I think I've had one powdered donut from Dunkin', and that was it. And I think I was just in the mood for a powdered donut. And I was just there. I go for the coffee. I like the coffee there. I will say, and this is something that one of my friends asked me about. The hash browns at Dunkin' might be the best hash browns you can find.
Never had them.
They're good, man. They're good. I mean, sometimes you know how like it depends on where you are. Sometimes it gets fumbled a little bit. It's not as fresh. You don't get the fresh batch or whatever. But if you get them nice and fresh, you let it sit for a couple minutes, and then it gets crispy. The way that they season those hash browns, man, it's just something else, man. It's just something else. A lot of people really like the hash browns at Chick-fil-A. I think these are better because they're actually seasoned. But yeah, that's something for all of y'all to try if you've never tried the hash browns at Dunkin'. But yeah, I like Dunkin' coffee. I think Dunkin' coffee is better than like Starbucks and all the other ones, in my opinion. But in terms of the donuts, I don't really like. I've had, like I said, probably like 3 donuts from Dunkin' in my life. They look like every other like donut place that you could find down the street. You know how like there's a difference between like what a Krispy Kreme donut or even a Shipley like glazed donut looks like, and then like you have like the ones you see in pictures. Like animation and stuff, like that's what the Dunkin' donuts look like. So in terms of donuts, between the 3, that one's definitely the 3rd one for me. How about you guys?
Yeah, I would say that's the 3rd one.
I will agree as well. Like JQ, I will go to Dunkin' for coffee. If I really don't want to pay Starbucks prices, you get a lot more value in their coffee than you do at Starbucks. Big fan of the breakfast sandwiches at Dunkin'. Wake up wraps, you get 2 of those and like an iced coffee, you're good at breakfast in the morning. Back when I was in nursing school, that was my go-to. That was like a $3 or $4 breakfast for me. Like I would just get a medium iced coffee and 2 wake up wraps. Let's go. Right.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with like their other food options, in my opinion. I think they're all pretty solid.
Yeah. So I was told by someone who was in the community in Jersey. I think it was Charday. Don't quote me on this. But I was told that there was like a Filipino family that operated a Dunkin' Donuts, and they kind of hooked up some of the New Jersey people with jobs, or like the teenagers if they needed a part-time job. And I was told that they literally don't make their donuts from scratch. They literally just get it delivered to them and just like warm them up and then just put it in the display case.
So then that makes sense why they look like something
Yeah.
from like a mom and pop
Yeah.
store, because it probably is.
Mm-hmm.
Dang. So to recap on this episode, Jeremy has announced his next fight. He also revealed to us he has a kid from Lord knows who, and he also just exposed Dunkin' Donuts like their
shame.
practices.
No shame.
Dude.
You heard it here first.
Dude, I'm making enemies. I'm making enemies
Lots
tonight.
of enemies. And these are enemies that I don't necessarily want to make. But
Leave me out of this. I have nothing but good things to say about Dunkin' Donuts. I don't care if you buy yours from some Cambodian family in Houston.
Okay. So let's move on to Krispy Kreme. I feel like Krispy Kreme.
I think that's a solid one, dude. That might be number one for me.
Ooh.
I'm gonna be honest.
Hold on. Just like we're talking about between those three, the top three brand names, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's number one for me.
Okay, I have a quick question before we keep going. In terms of like ranking the best like donut places, do you think about it when you eat a certain donut, like the same type of donut in each place? Like, let's say just like for me, like I would probably just rank it off of like the regular glazed donut that they have to offer.
Yeah, like a cheeseburger at a burger.
Exactly.
Place. Yeah, yeah.
And it's all the same burger in each joint, stuff like that. Or like,
I rank it off the glaze and the regular just chocolate, just to see how their icing is.
Okay.
Which
yeah.
Shipley's too. Oh man. Yeah, Shipley's still, man. It's crazy because we know someone who's in direct line of the Shipley's empire.
Do I know this person? I think y'all know this person, but I don't know this person.
You know this person.
Oh.
Tracy and Queerdun's dad.
Oh, does he own one?
He is somebody in the Shipley's family. Yes.
Oh,
Bro,
interesting. I didn't know that. I'm being.
There's a time where they'd have like free cases of just Shipley's donuts. They would hand out to.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone ever noticed when we'd go to meetings or have retreats, there would always be like Shipley's donuts conveniently there.
Oh,
free.
I didn't notice until okay. All right.
I'm pretty sure Tracy and Justin's wedding, all of the donuts there were from her dad.
Yeah, cool. So I'm sorry. I think it's still number 2 for me.
Ooh, all right. Let's talk about it then.
Okay.
Let's talk about a Krispy Kreme person.
All right.
I like the fact that you can actually see them being made.
Yes.
Yeah. And some people are like, oh, but it's on a conveyor belt. But I'm like, but the process is cool though. In my opinion.
Something to be made.
Yeah, it's a cool process seeing it like just go like the process alone. Like they put like the dough on the thing and then just like see it to like its finished product. And then like whenever you pass by the Krispy Kreme and they got the light on, it's like, hey, we got stuff that like fresh out the oven or the fryer or whatever, freshly glazed. It's like, let's go, bro.
Yeah, like a Looney Tunes conveyor belt. You know that song? Dun 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 dun. Yeah. So, and you actually, all right, can you imagine yourself like the texture and the taste of a Krispy Kreme donut? Like it's to me, it's kind of iconic. It's different from the other donut places. It has that, I think it has that classic, the closest to the classic donut look. You ever seen a donut from like way back then? It used to be just like a circle.
Yep.
Nope, barely any fluff, and I think Krispy Kreme kind of keeps close to the original look of a donut.
Yeah, it's just a classic looking place too. You know what I mean?
Not dirty.
That's true.
That is true. Depending on which Shipley's you go to, and it
Yeah.
ain't always the cleanest. Dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Yeah, that's true.
Bro, like I go to the one. There's one off Bel Air, near where my mechanic is. That place nasty, bro. That place is disgusting.
The fact you just said Bel Air, yeah, that's
yeah, like right at the end of Chinatown on the other side, not the one that you're thinking of, but like the opposite side of it. It's nasty over there. But okay, interesting. Yeah. I like Krispy Kreme. Krispy Kreme is nostalgic for me. I think in terms of my childhood, I remember wanting to go to Krispy Kreme I didn't know what a Shipley's was for like the first, whatever many years of my life. It was Krispy Kreme. That was like, I feel like that's also something that like is classic about it, is that's probably like, there's a good chance it's the first donut you have, the Krispy Kreme donut. I will say that I agree with the classic look. It's definitely light and fluffy, or not like fluffy, but it's like a lighter donut. You don't feel like heavy.
Yeah.
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 But so that is the pro to it for sure. I'll save the rest of what I have because I'm about to turn a 180 on what I just said.
Oh, I will say though, Krispy Kreme does have the glazed blueberry cake donut hole. That's my favorite donut hole of all time.
That sounds amazing. I've never had that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
blueberry cake donut hole.
Yeah, yes, sir. You got to try it. It's bomb. Like I was about to curse. I was about to be like, yo, it's effing bomb. It's so good, bro. I had to stop myself. I'm like, bro.
That's why you can't be a lightweight, huh?
I can't. No, bro. I love food way too much, bro.
Wait.
Okay. I'll have to put on the blueberry cake donut hole.
Yeah, they just, how like they do the like blueberry cake donut. They just take the hole that they put and it's just like, all right, let's reglaze it.
It's like a thicker, like it's Krispy Kreme. It's not too fluffy. Just kind of damn. I can't even describe the.
There's an airiness to it too.
Oh, that's what I was asking.
Yeah. There's a nice airiness to it.
Okay.
It's definitely like a flatter donut too. Like there's not much, like it's thin, like on the table. All right.
I turn your one. Good.
Shipley's Donuts. That's definitely a southern thing for sure. Shipley's. I'm not sure like where. I think Dunkin' is definitely more East Coast.
Yeah.
Shipley's Krispy Kreme kind of seems like a universe, like the whole nation.
It's a whole nation thing. I thought Krispy Kreme was from California, but apparently Krispy Kreme, they're headquartered in
Seattle?
in the Carolinas. The first one was in North Carolina.
Interesting. Okay. I would not have expected that. I would have expected something like a Seattle type.
Yeah, it seems like a West Coast because it's like when I think Krispy Kreme, I think of it as the in and out of donuts.
Yeah, especially because they both have a little hat.
Yeah, and the uniform.
Yeah. Okay,
But
interesting.
no, from founded in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, and they're headquartered in Charlotte. So there's probably a Krispy Kreme where the Hornets play.
Oh, for sure. Jordan be getting them Krispy Kreme donuts delivered to his office every day, for sure.
Yeah.
But okay. Yeah, so with Shipley's, I know I just said good things about Krispy Kreme. See, that's the thing though. I don't give a damn about classic, bro. I don't want no classic. What the classic? No, I'm not about the classic. See, here's the thing. Sometimes you see these little Krispy Kreme donuts, like I said, they're really thin, right? Not much to it, right? It's light and airy. Sometimes they look like they just got stepped on, right? Let's say you have your box, you dropped it. All of a sudden, it's all like smushed and stuff. that's why I like a Shipley's donut, because it has more girth to it. I'll be honest. There's a little more dough to it. You know, it's more compact, right? And even though I said like, oh, it's nice with a Krispy Kreme donut, you don't feel full, bro. I don't care, man. Like, I feel satisfied. That's the thing. Do you want to feel not full, or do you want to feel satisfied after your donut? That's a Shipley's donut right there. And I think I like how when they glaze it, it's not full glazed around. Like, there's those pockets where it's not.
Yeah.
You know, it's
That's
not
fair.
fully glazed, so that you can have a little bit more of just like the actual donut itself, like
That's
the
fair.
dough part.
A little more messier though. Like
It's a
in
little
terms
bit
of
more.
Yeah,
the
definitely.
flake coming off. Yeah.
You can tell like that they hand make their donuts, because like each one of their donuts is not. It doesn't look the same. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
So for me, the classic glazed donut at Shipley's.
I will say,
Happy beat.
in my opinion, I'm not mad at Shipley's. I think I've had Shipley's too many times to where it's like I'm kind of desensitized to it. Kind of
Same.
thing.
Yeah.
So there is a bias. In my opinion, I go to Shipley's for kolaches more than anything else.
Ooh, I do like that kolaches, bro. I do like
I
that.
will go.
Oh.
I will go there for the kolaches.
Bro, what you know about that jalapeno sausage?
Yo, sausage, cheese, and jalapeno kolache. Give me 2 of those and a glazed, and like I'm out the door.
Oh my god, the cheese, once you take a bite, the cheese is just flowing out.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, bro.
I think
Unreal.
in my opinion, man, because some of the Shipleys that I've gotten, the consistency isn't the same. There are like some batches of Shipley's donuts I'll go to. I'll go to one location, it's like, oh, the donut's good, and then I'll go to another location and it's completely different.
We'll
You
see,
know what I
what
mean?
area are you in of Houston? I think
I'm on the north side, so I'm like in the spring. I mean, I stay on the north side of town, so like I mainly just go in the spring area, Tomball, maybe Cypress, and then like Woodlands. Because like
So
if I ever do get donuts and I'm like down in like the city or whatever, I just go to Voodoo Donuts.
That's
But
fair.
I know that's kind of just like out of the way.
I would assume that the ones in the Woodlands are probably top tier donuts.
Yeah. You know, Shipley's it's a Houston.
Classic.
It's Houston. Like
It is a Houston institution.
yeah. My problem with Shipley is that if any Shipley rep is listening to me right now for some reason,
They are.
your donuts have the life expectancy of like the equivalent of a Great Dane. They're not gonna last long. It's like 5 minutes,
Yeah.
and if you eat that thing cold, it's a totally different.
Yeah. You got to eat it within the day.
Okay,
And
I
that's my
have a
problem.
rebuttal. I have a rebuttal. What are you doing with your time from the time that you order this donut? You're just gonna sit down and
All right.
sip your coffee, read the
Okay.
newspaper. What are we doing here?
All right.
Okay, all right. Here it is. People bring donuts to where I work to the office.
Yep.
Okay.
I was gonna just say that.
Yeah, you bring it to the office. Okay, Krispy Kreme, it keeps the same consistency. The only thing that changes is the temperature.
Yeah.
Shipley's, it's like the whole thing just changes.
Yeah.
So you got to eat it fresh or don't even eat it at all.
Yeah. There will be days where it's like I'll come into work sometimes and there's like, oh, someone brought donuts, but it was just like in like I'll be working and someone like one of our visiting physicians will come in and it's like, hey, I got donuts, and it's like a couple hours like past like when he picked them up because he's visiting clinic to clinic to clinic, and it's like, man, these don't even taste good anymore. At least with the Krispy Kreme, you can like take it out of the box. You just literally put it in the microwave for just 10 seconds. It's perfect. It's just as good, in my opinion.
You can't put a Krispy Kreme donut or a Shipley donut in the.
It doesn't taste the same.
It doesn't taste the same. It really doesn't taste the same, JQ.
Bro, yeah, dude, trust. I tried that technique. I'm like, and now it just tastes like a flabby donut. I don't know how to explain it, but man, it's crazy how like I cringe. I'm like, hey, how long? When did you buy this? Oh, 2 minutes ago. Throw it out. That's like, you know what I mean? Like you have to time when you eat it just right. Otherwise, you wasted $1 and some inflation, so $5 and some change.
Yeah, actually.
Honestly. Yeah. You guys remember when a dozen donuts was like less than $10? Now it's just like, bruh.
Bro, a dozen donut holes used to be like legit like 79 cents.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think speaking of donut holes, is that the same with donut holes in terms of like life expectancy for a Shipley's donut hole? Because I tend to like take my time with those and they taste fine after they sit.
I'm not really a donut hole person, just because like I'll get a whole bag of them and I'm just like, this is too much. I just need like a quick, like it takes time for me to like finish a whole thing of donut holes, but like me, it's like give me a glaze and then give me like whatever other flavored donut that I want. I'll just eat that in one sitting and it's like, okay, I'm done. That's it. That's all I need.
Sam, I'm not much of a there is one exception. There's one exception, but I'm saving it till because I'm about to blow y'all's minds with this hidden spot that not a lot of people talk about, but they have a very unique donut that I haven't found anywhere else.
Okay.
Glaze too.
So. Okay. I'm a big donut hole guy. My go-to order like at Shipley's is a dozen donut holes, either the spicy sauce or like jalapeno sausage kolache or ham and cheese kolache, and then chocolate milk true moo.
Damn, bro, y'all really feasting for your breakfast. Like,
damn, man, that's a lot, dude. That's super
you
heavy,
gotta start
bro.
the day. You gotta start the day right. What do you mean?
You really don't need that much for breakfast. But
I don't even have to eat lunch.
I guess if you're skipping lunch, then
I'm fueled.
Oh, okay, I guess
that's fair. That's fair. I enjoy my lunch.
Yeah, no, I'm honestly big breakfast, small lunch, normal
heavy dinner kind of guy.
Yeah. You end the way you start. You know what I'm saying?
You finish strong.
Yeah.
Finish strong.
Yeah, man. If I went 100% at the beginning, I got to go like 200% at the end. You know what I'm saying?
Jesus.
But all right, so let's go to donut types, and then we'll finish with what Kyle was mentioning of like spots, because I do have spots here in Dallas that I really like too.
I also have spots
where there's like specific donuts you can only get. So we can definitely highlight those. But in terms of like types of donuts, I already mentioned that I'm a big donut hole guy. I do like a filled donut. Any type of filling works for me, but I'd probably say that's tough, actually. I don't know which one I would say I like the most. I think I usually get like a strawberry or cherry filled.
I'm a Bavarian cream kind of guy.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah. I think it depends. Like, do I want like a fruity filled or like a cream filled one? I do love apple, like any type of like apple pie, apple whatever. So I do like an apple filled one. Apple fritters on some days.
I either choose. It's like, okay, do I want something? It's something with berry or Bavarian cream.
That's fair.
If I ever get filled. So like at Shipley's, I'll get a glazed and then I'll get a strawberry filled or a raspberry filled.
Yeah.
Or I'll do a glazed and then a Bavarian cream.
I think that's a good balance of like, because you don't want to get too like filled. Like that's way too much. Like you're doing a lot there.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'd say I'm not a huge like icing donut person. I think if anything, a safe one for me is strawberry icing. I'm actually not big on chocolate icing.
I'm not big on anything with sprinkles. If I see sprinkles, I'm immediately turned
that too.
off.
Yeah. No, for sure.
I think it's just fluff. It doesn't add anything to the flavor of the donut.
Yeah. Sometimes it takes it away, actually, honestly. Because it can be like a little chalky, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, if I'm gonna do anything with like frosting on, it's probably gonna be strawberry frosting. But actually, I heard that bear claws are actually like a southern thing. Like people don't get bear claws anywhere else.
I
Isn't it?
never.
Bear claw and apple fritter, are they the same thing?
No, I think they're two
Okay.
different things.
Yeah,
Okay,
different.
okay.
Because a
I
bear
think a
claw
fritter
is
is
just the
light.
shape, right? It's not.
Yeah.
It's not a specific flavor. An apple
And
fritter
it has
actually.
no apple.
What?
It has
Yeah.
no apple, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, a bear
Oh,
claw is basically just a massive piece of dough.
Yeah.
Okay, 'cause
Honestly.
they kind of look the same from
Yeah.
like the color and yeah.
Yeah. But I'll rarely get one of those because those are just way too big. If that has to be like the only thing I get. I can't get anything in addition to it. But what about you
Yeah,
guys?
'cause I got the apple fritters from McDonald's today, thinking I was like, it looks like a bear claw, but I was like, this is not a bear claw. This
Yeah,
is-
that's
yeah,
different. Yeah, it's different.
yeah. All right, makes sense. I'm not into the whole cream filling, fruit filling. As a as a man, I gotta have my limits.
Fair.
So.
That's fair.
I don't know. I'm just a coffee and donut guy. Like, I guess yeah. I guess I just don't like to be. I'm not a big breakfast guy. That's the thing. I don't like to be full. So yeah, I just keep it simple.
I used to not be a. I used to be a heavy breakfast dude, and then when I started my job at the Vita as a dialysis nurse, we would start at 5 a.m. Our first
Yeah.
patient is at 5 a.m. So it's
Yeah.
like it's like I would push. It's like there are days where it's like I won't get off work till almost 8 p.m. And it's like having a heavy breakfast or heavy lunch was inconvenient for me because it's like, oh man, now I have to deal with the itis. I get real like sleepy. The blood sugar starts to go up, and you're just like, ugh, I'm off my tempo and off my game at that point. So after I started my job, I started doing like very, very small breakfasts.
Yeah. Okay, makes sense. I mean, I'm willing to try maybe a strawberry cream filled donut, but if it's made out of real strawberries, then all right, cool.
It's not.
Oh, okay. All right, then that answers my question.
Usually it's probably not.
All right. Here I'm thinking like, oh man, they really mash up these strawberries and just inject them into the donut.
It's like those gelatin fillings, I'm talking about.
Oh,
You
the things that
you squeeze out of like a
you. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so now let's highlight some hidden gems. I think Kyle, you want to start off?
Yeah, man. Okay, so have y'all ever tried a cronut?
Bro, I have a cronut spot in Dallas I was gonna talk about.
Yeah, you got a cronut. Oh, damn.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we got one Karma Kalachi, in my opinion, makes the best cronut donut. And they also do the cronut donut holes.
Ooh.
Same consistency as the cronut. So yeah, like if there are any fans of croissants out there and it has that layered kind of crunch, it's the same thing except now it's on a glazed donut, or it's turned into a glazed donut. To me, like Karma Kalachi in Houston, I mean, I don't know if they're a big franchise all over, but they just have it for a pretty good premium price. But they also have their bear claws, which are really, really good. So I would say cronut is by far my favorite kind of donut, because I remember the first time I ate it was at work, and I was like, what the hell is this? And I just kept eating it. And then someone was like, oh yeah, no, it's made out of a croissant. And then you literally could just peel it. And I was like, it is a croissant. Mm-hmm. And then I had the itis at work, so I pretended to work the rest of the day. So
nice.
Yeah, same. There's a spot in Dallas called Jerem's Donuts. TJ actually knows where it is because we talked about it one time. But they have these really good cronuts. They have like full size cronut, and then they have like these mini ones. So you can get like you can get like 3 mini ones for like the same price of like if you were to get 2 big ones, I guess. I don't know. And they also do the cronut donut holes, or the cronut hole, I guess, as well.
And it's like the same consistency, man.
Yeah, it's kind of wild, man. It's kind of wild. The
I
first
haven't
time
had the pleasure.
First time I ever went there was during COVID because I just needed an excuse to get out of the apartment. So I looked up like best cronuts in Dallas, and that was the first one that popped up. And like this is when I was working from home, so like I didn't even have a reason to. I actually did this a few times during COVID. There was one time where I like looked up the best like Mexican bakeries in Dallas. So I would wake up early, leave my apartment, pick up whatever, bring it back, and then eat it while I'm working, like at 8 a.m. So the same thing here. I like this is like peak COVID. Went all the way to Addison, which is like 25-30 minute drive. Picked up these donuts, brought it back, just in time to start working. And I was like, okay. And then I like while I'm working, I'm like taste testing at the same time. So that was a good way to pass, the first 30 minutes. But cronuts, yeah. If you never had a cronut, have you had a cronut, Jeremy?
No, I haven't had the pleasure. I guess I need to try one this weekend.
Dude, there's one on Spring Cypress Road.
Really?
Donuts.
What's it called?
Karma with the K. Karma.
Okay, I'll look it up.
Karma kolaches, and the kolaches are actually good. It's like that. It's not, like how it's like that ball like kolache factory.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have like one. They have a smoked brisket kolache. So they have like, yeah, like I guess if you're really into heavy breakfast, dude, I'm about to go there before work tomorrow. But yeah, so there's one near us.
Okay, I'll look that up. I forget that you live close to me now.
Yeah.
Are you guys into like the big specialty donuts where there's like a bunch of stuff on it?
Like Voodoo?
Like Voodoo, yeah.
I like the problem with Voodoo donuts is that they're too big. I need them to be a little bit smaller.
That's fair.
Like the Captain Crunch one. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the one
like
with the
Captain. It's just too messy. Like realistically, how am I supposed to eat this?
Yeah, like that's how I feel with Dirt and the Old Dirty Bastard.
Yeah,
like they got the Oreos on top, but it's like they pack it too much, and it's like, man, this is starting to get messy.
Cut it.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say. We I don't know if we have another location here in Dallas, but there used to be one in Denton that I went to. And they serve all their donuts with like a knife and a fork.
Yeah.
And I had one that had like bananas, peanut butter, and some other stuff on it.
The
and
bacon maple bar is good, but it's just super heavy because they actually put like strips of bacon on top.
Yeah. But like at that point, if you have to cut your donut, what are we doing here?
Yeah, so I'll be in Austin pretty soon. But what's that one place? That one donut place? Round Rock Donuts. So that's a good donut. You ever tasted like Hawaiian bread? Or like it tastes like a dinner roll kind of. Yeah. Like it's like too
a yeast roll.
Yeah, a yeast roll. There you go.
I like that though. But yeah.
You like that?
Yeah,
I like it.
I think Round Rock's one of my favorites for sure. And I mean, it's insane too, because like the wait time for that could get up to like 45 minutes just to get your order and stuff like that. Like
I've only been to Round Rock like one time.
Yeah, it's once. Especially coming from Houston, it's out of the way because it's like it's basically on the way to Dallas. Like that's what you would pass by on the way to Dallas.
Right, because Round Rock is north of Austin, right?
Yeah, it's northeast. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the hotel we stayed at was right next to it.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's funny enough, I never went in there because it's next to Old Town Round Rock.
Yeah.
Which is a nice place if you ever go there. It's good place. But funny story is my cousin Kevin, he for the longest time he's always wanted to go to Round Rock Donuts. He's from the Philippines. He moved here, but every time we go to Austin, we just forget to go or we never bring it. So for a while, he was convinced this place never existed. We're finally going, and we're gonna bring him with us. But I'm making it my mission to never go there, so he can always keep wondering. Like I'll point it out. I'll point out the store. Look, hey, look, it's Round Rock Donuts, but we're never going inside.
You're cold, dude.
That's hilarious. But yeah, Round Rock is pretty solid. We have one in Frisco. It's called Hertz Donuts. Similar thing. But yeah, there's another one in Houston. I can't remember. It's on the south side of town. That's also pretty decent, I think. But I mean Shipley's, but right outside my house. But but yeah, so I think that concludes our donut talk.
I haven't plugged in mine yet.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
So Donutlicious, I think they have 2 locations. They have one on 29, 20, and 45, and another one on Spring Cypress. They're one of those. I would explain Donutlicious like Voodoo Donuts. They do the gourmet donuts, but a little bit smaller, so it's a little bit more palatable. They're a Vietnamese family that runs it, so the Vietnamese coffee there is popping. I'll just back when I was still working at Topgolf, that was on the way to work, so I would literally I would work Sunday mornings, and I would get a large Vietnamese iced coffee, and then they do gourmet kolaches and their gourmet donuts. I would do a blueberry cake, a strawberry Pop-Tart donut, and then one of their specialty kolaches, and I would just save that for lunch. And that literally just fueled me for like a shift. And this was like 4 or 5 years ago, and I was a regular there. They kind of knew my order. The guy was like, "Hey, you just want the regular?" I'm like, "Yeah, go ahead and get that." And then I went into one of their new locations, and the guy recognized me. And this was actually like a couple weeks ago, and I hadn't been there in like 2 or 3 years. And the guy was like, "Hey," he was like, "Hey, you're Topgolf guy." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm Topgolf guy."
Damn.
Yes, he is.
The OG.
Yeah. I was like, dang, no one's called me Topgolf guy in a while.
In a minute, man. That makes me so happy.
Yeah, he's like, "You're Topgolf guy." I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, I think I still remember your regular order." And he still remembered. I was like, damn, this guy's good. Okay. So, but if you wanted to do like every month, they'll do their normal gourmet donuts, but they'll also every month they'll come up with a specialty flavor. And so if you want like a good variety, highly recommend. The kolaches there are pretty good. They do something that they do that I haven't seen anywhere else is they do the the Cajun sausage. Starts with a B. It's escaping me.
Oh my gosh.
Boudin?
Yeah.
They do a boudin kolache, which is pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah, and they have different. They have a mild, and the spicy one hits. Like I just was like, I'm gonna just do the spicy one just for just for fun, and hit hard. I was like,
okay.
So I'm a fan of that. And then they do a bacon jalapeno and cream cheese kolache, and they also do a crab rangoon kolache as well that I recommend.
A crab rangoon?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, dude.
Okay. Donutlicious, is that what it's called?
Yeah, it's called Donutlicious.
Bro, every Asian ears perked up when you said crab rangoon. We just said
it's freaking good. I was like, oh, this is good.
Childhood memories of going to buffet after church.
Okay, cool. I might have to make an unexpected trip back down to Houston real quick, bro.
Honestly, JQ, if you come in the mornings, if you make your drive in the mornings, it's like literally right off the highway, off of 45 and 29, where 2920 is at.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you ever find yourself like on the north side on like 45, and it's like just make a quick stop on 2920, make a left. It's like literally right there. Highly recommend.
Dang, bro. Yeah, those kolaches sound amazing. I can't even lie.
Yeah.
Yeah, forget donuts. You
Yeah,
crab
bro.
food.
Yeah, forget. Hey, one of these days too, if we're all together, we should like taste test them. Like just
Yeah.
buy all the types and then have a quick sparring sesh after, work it off.
Bro. What?
Yeah.
It's funny you say that. My coach, Sammy, when he's in camp and he's got really bad cravings, what he'll do is like he'll figure out what he wants to eat, what the calorie count is. He'll put like a heart rate monitor on and then just jump rope until he's burned enough of the calories to where he can eat it. I'm just like, dang, that's dedication right there, bro.
That's commitment right there. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the type of dedication that not many people can have.
Yeah.
That just sounds like torture.
Yeah.
So, he's got to make weight.
Yeah. It's like, let me kill myself just a little bit so I can eat what I want to eat.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. Yeah, that is dedication.
Yeah, that's kind of insane.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we're gonna close this episode with one last segment. We're not gonna spend too much time because it is getting a little late. But Jeremy hasn't seen it yet. But I did want to talk a little bit about Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Do I need to mute myself? Is it
No,
is
you don't need to watch it. That's the thing.
Oh,
you don't need to watch it.
This is gonna be a Jonathan Majors section because we can talk a little bit about Creed again since I already watched Creed. Kind of get you guys a little hyped for it.
Yeah, for sure.
I guess first talk about Jonathan Majors. This guy's having a hell of a year or so because he was in that one movie where he was a pilot, right?
what was it? Deliverance? Devotion.
Yeah. I can't remember the name, but he was in that as a lead role. He's in, he's the biggest villain in the MCU right now, and he's gonna be popping up in a few different places. And then he also is like jacked. So and he's like this massive boxer in Creed. He's having a hell of a run right now. I think he win like that GQ like award or something like that.
I don't know.
He was.
I don't really follow JQ or GQ like that.
You're right. But yeah, we'll start off with Ant-Man. So Kyle and I have seen it. Jeremy hasn't. We're not going to spoil you, Jeremy. But what I will say is that this movie I think is getting a little bit more hate. And don't even for me personally, I don't really like care about Rotten Tomatoes anyway, whether it's like a good rating or a bad rating, because sometimes they rate a good movie and then I personally hate it, and then sometimes they have like a low rating on movies that I really liked. So I'm not really big on the Rotten Tomato scale or whatever it is, but I think that this movie is getting a little bit more critique than it should, because I think it needs to be appreciated a little bit more than what it is. What I will say is this. You've seen the first two Ant-Mans, Jeremy?
Yes, I have seen the first two Ant-Mans.
Okay, so basically like the brand of the Ant-Man movies and the way the character is presented, right, is like he's obviously a superhero, but he's not like, he ain't like Captain America. He ain't like Iron Man. Like he's not like that guy. You know what I'm saying? And so this is where like there will be some critiques on this third movie because of that. But I will say that overall, as a movie, this third one, it doesn't have like the small feel that like the 1 and 2 had, where it was like, lighthearted and just like a pretty easy plot line, a little more playful. Like seemed like a smaller movie, but like this third one is really like, this is the first movie of phase 4, right? So this is supposed to set up phase 5. Phase 4. No, Phase 5.
Phase
Yeah,
5.
it's supposed to set up Phase 5. And so this movie definitely serves to set up a lot of things that you can be excited for in the future. It's basically a lot of like appetizer for what's to come, in my opinion. That's why I like the movie. Now, I will say there are definitely some flaws to it. The way that Ant-Man had been presented in the first two makes you wonder why certain things happened in the third movie. I'm not going to give it away. So I can definitely see the criticism there. Yeah, I thought Kang especially is a pretty good character, and this is just one. This isn't a spoiler because it's already like an obvious thing if you're going along with the comics, but like there's going to be a ton of Kangs, right? Whether this one is the strongest one out of all the Kangs, who knows? Because again, we haven't seen how they're going to portray. It's up to them to portray whichever Kang they think should be the strongest. But I thought this one was a pretty good one. I thought Jonathan Majors is a crazy actor. There is a little bit of inconsistencies from certain characters in the movie, from how they were acting in the second movie versus the third one. I will say that. And I think some people probably don't like Scott's daughter. I think that's what a lot of people don't like.
Yeah, I
think Kyle is gonna go off on her, but a lot of people don't like Scott's daughter, and that one I can see where they're coming from. That's all I have to say. That's my pitch for you to watch.
What was your rating again? Like a 10?
No, I said 7.5. I said 7.5.
Ooh, you're generous today, man.
7.5.
Dude, Jeremy, you don't even need to watch this movie. I'm telling you, dude. Like, just wait for it to come out on was it Disney Plus? Yeah, because okay, this isn't a spoiler, but Joseph, didn't you love the fact that when they're like, "Oh, he's coming. Who's coming?" They never answer the question. They keep moving on. Hey, can you tell us who's coming? What's going on? We don't have time. And it was like that for like a third of the movie. I was like, bro, you're acting like we didn't see the trailer already. We know who's here. We know Kang is coming. Why don't you just tell the people?
But they don't. Here's my rebuttal. They don't know.
Yeah, it takes like 2 seconds to say Kang is coming. But literally, Jeremy, if you want to be annoyed throughout the whole movie, just let people like kind of like say he's coming, who's coming, and then they leave. Oh no, we don't have time. We have to go. Look, I'll explain everything later. We don't. Yeah, and again, it's a repeat. We don't have time. It's just like, okay, come on, guys, you're wasting the time of the movie. And this is the first movie ever in my life I fell asleep. Bro, I fell asleep at this movie. Him fell asleep in this movie.
Wow.
Do you know like which part of the movie?
The middle, in the middle, after the first major mission.
Okay, I see.
Yeah, I was like, I remember I woke up thinking, did I just fall asleep in a Marvel movie?
Wow.
Yeah, and then I look at Kim, and her tolerance for bad movies is probably worse than mine. She had that face like the only time she's ever had that face was that Fantastic Four movie with Miles Teller.
Ooh.
I remember she turned to me and said, "This movie sucks," and then I was like, "I know," but I'm over here hoping that they come through at the end. But this movie was like just one of those movies where it look, visually, I guess you can argue it was just a CGI fest. It was eye candy pretty much. Jonathan Majors was fine. I think he overacted a little bit, in my opinion. I think it was a little. I think like his direction in the movie wasn't. It didn't really make. It didn't make sense because they were trying to portray him to be powerful, right? But I just kept thinking of Thanos the whole time. I was like, man, well, Thanos.
That's the thing. You can't just compare him to that. Like
Okay, no,
I feel like that'll take away the enjoyment of this character.
no. I'm not comparing like they're two different characters. I'm comparing to like how they portrayed
How they
Thanos
introduced
was
him.
they did a little bit, but it felt like a lot. Here,
Mm.
it seems like they were trying to do a lot, but I was like, I still don't know anything about this dude. And again, Jonathan Majors is fine. I think he did a better job in Loki when he was portraying Kang. It was like the mystery, like remember in Loki, he was kind of introducing himself as this like very, I'm just a guy behind a desk.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
trust me, something worse is coming. If I
Mhm.
die, something worse is coming. And it felt like, oh, that's important. But this guy was like, I'm the guy that's dangerous, but he didn't feel like that dangerous. Was Ant-Man really the right hero to show how dangerous this guy is?
I think. I think it might have worked better with a different. So if you're gonna introduce Kang like this, what hero would you have him?
I would have had him in the Thor movie
Mm.
because it relates to the Loki movie or the Loki show. Because that's the most powerful hero, right? Is Thor. To show like maybe someone just as powerful or right? Because Ant-Man is a heist movie at the end of the day. That's what
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scott Lang is. He's not like this. Yeah, like in the quantum realm, there's I guess not really a spoiler, but it's just another world in there. But it still felt small. Not to be ironic, it didn't feel important. So I feel like if you made him go with Thor or yeah, just someone, maybe even Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians would have been cool.
Yeah, it would have. I felt like I would have taken him a little more seriously because I'm like, oh, he is powerful. Like here, I'm like, bro, Ant-Man is the guy standing in your way. Come on. And his
Hey man,
hippie
it's
daughter.
Ant-Man, the Wasp, his daughter,
Oh, bro, his
the Pims.
talk about like what do we
Hey,
call
Janet
that?
was Catwoman back in the day, so the actress. So
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. She was Catwoman, but yeah, the
like her.
daughter, I think she could have been written a little better. She was kind of just too whiny
Yeah,
and
she was.
and ooh, I can't spoil for Jeremy, but there's another character that people hated.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, Jeremy.
Was it another girl?
No. It was a dude.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I know who you're talking about. Is it
Jeremy,
another?
they're going to introduce another villain
I
that
see.
they totally
You
botched.
didn't like that?
Your face, Kyle.
I thought
Who
it was
liked
fine.
that? Who thought that CGI was so like, bro? We're
I thought
living
it
in
was fine.
2023.
I mean, sure, but like,
It looked like Spy Kids, dude. Y'all seen Spy Kids 3D?
yeah.
Bro, it looked like That whole movie looked like Spy Kids 3D. Matter of fact, it might as well have been Spy Kids 3D.
But wait, hold on. That
Jeez.
character, if you see that character in the comics, also looks pretty ridiculous. So
Yeah. The comics, it's crazy that the comic book makes him look more.
like menacing.
Yeah, I'm like,
I was cool with it. I was fine with it.
Jeremy, you know what? I'll say it. Now I'm encouraging you to watch this, Jeremy. I'm encouraging you to bring TJ because then you can have a counseling session on the decisions you're making with your life by showing her this god awful movie.
Do you have any questions yourself, Jeremy, about the movie? What to expect? Has this helped you at all?
Not really. It's probably more solidified my choice. It's like, I think I'm good. I'll probably wait for it to come out on Disney Plus. Because like the first Ant-Man was cool. Second Ant-Man was like, it was mid for me. I thought I liked the first Ant-Man better, but it is a heist movie at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Like I think Kyle's statement of it being a heist movie is like perfectly. That's how I describe. I think of the Ant-Man like franchise as a whole as like the MCU's version of like Ocean 11 or Ocean's
Yeah,
12.
I like that. And that's not a bad thing to do,
Fair.
right? Like that's
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah. If it's like if you're not looking for something like too serious, I like Paul Rudd's sense of humor.
Mhm.
So it's like, all right, I'm not gonna shell out $10 to watch it, but I'll wait and see
Okay.
how it is
Yeah,
on
this
Disney
this
Plus.
one, yeah, this definitely has an overall different tone. It feels like a bigger movie, but again, this is more of like a build to what is possibly going to happen later on. I do think that because I feel like Phase 4 itself, with like that started with like the Shang-Chi movie and Eternals and all those and like all the shows and stuff, like we got introduced to all these characters and none of them seem to connect at all, honestly. But it does seem like there is a connection between whatever Kang's got going on and some of his technology and the Ten Rings might have which excites me because that means that Shang-Chi is actually an important character, which I'm cool with. But I think everything going on with there definitely is more of a connection here, and it's all going to be through Kang that kind of brings them all in. It's just a matter of seeing like how they decide to do all of that, because they could make some really good, like they could make decisions that satisfy. They could make decisions that are just like thrown in there just for the sake of, like, why is Miss Marvel here? Oh, Kang showed up. All right. But like, why? So
Yeah.
you guys have any questions about Creed for me before we go? What to expect? You guys are gonna...
Well, I mean, so you said it's a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, for me.
So that means it's gonna be a 5 out of 10 for me, huh?
Probably.
I'm kidding.
Probably.
I'm just kidding.
I have a question. I heard Canelo made a cameo. Is he
did.
like playing himself or is he playing another character?
He's playing himself.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Do you want to know like the setting he's in? It's very insignificant.
All right.
Okay.
I believe they're definitely at a party. It's either to promote a fight or to promote his wife's label. I can't remember. But
Okay.
basically they're on like the red carpet, and Michael B daps up Canelo and they take a picture together.
Okay. Okay. That's cool.
Do you know who else is? This isn't really a spoiler, but do you know who else, like other famous fighters that are?
I heard Tony Bellew.
Right. He reprises his character.
Is Andre Ward in this one too, or
No, he's not. But and again, this is insignificant, but it's cool to see him in it. Terrence Crawford's in the movie.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. That's
it's
cool.
Super cool. It's super cool.
And
okay.
My question is this is this a finale? Like, is this movie wrap up all loose ends? Or does it? Okay, all right. Just wondering.
This is very Rocky 4.
Okay. As long as we don't get up to Rocky 5, I think I'm good.
Well, see, that's the thing too. Like, I believe they announced there is going to be a Creed 4. It does worry me to see what they do, because Rocky 5 was kind of.
They're gonna have
Rocky 5 was when he like came out of retirement again.
Yeah, that was that was Balboa, right?
That was pretty good, but Rocky 5 is where there was no boxing. When it kind of mixes in with this premise, is he helps an up and coming boxer gain into ranks, and people are like, "Why are you wasting your time with this guy?"
Yeah, I see. Okay.
Yeah,
that's right. Okay, yeah. So very Rocky 4. It just kind of makes me wonder what they could do next.
Yeah,
Mm.
they're gonna
after this
have
movie
they're gonna
because
have the son of Clubber Lang show up.
maybe everybody's son just shows up,
Hmm.
right? But I wonder what it could be, like what's the next thing, because the way that like Creed's life is going, it's like what else, like who else is there to fight? Unless, I mean, he never fought Andre Wheeler's character, which I always wanted him to do. But
Andre Ward's character?
or Andre Ward, sorry, that's funny. His
Yeah, he
name's
did.
Danny
He fought him in
Wheeler.
the second one.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he won his car back from him. That was like the first like fight in the
Oh
movie.
yeah, okay. I totally forgot about that. I
Yeah.
called him. I combined his real name and his movie name.
Yeah,
Andre
Andre Wheeler. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I mean, maybe he fights Canelo. Maybe that's the big fight. Maybe he fights Jake Paul. I don't know. But
I heard what do you call it? I know you'll appreciate this, Kyle. I heard since this was what Michael B. Jordan's for like first directing like movie he directed in.
Yeah.
He has a lot of heavy influences,
Anime.
specifically from Hajime no Ippo.
Yeah. I was like, dude, he's a weeb. That's
you're gonna feel that in the final fight sequence.
Dang, am I gonna hear jet
Bro,
turbines?
bro. Are you saying he's gonna do the Dempsey role?
Yeah, he's gonna.
No, okay. It's very much inspiration, not like
Oh,
actually
okay.
what they do. It's still a
Okay.
boxing match.
Dude, JQ, if I hear jet turbines as he's like powering up an uppercut or a liver punch, I'm just gonna be flabbergasted, bro.
Dude, if
But
I
yeah, no one.
see that Jordan's weaving back and forth, oh man, greatest movie in the world. If his
all
hand-
I will say is that when he fights Jonathan Majors' character, like, and that's like obviously like the main, like the end, right? It's the final fight. I'd say like really pay attention to the surroundings, what you hear, and all of that, because they do a really good job of making the whole thing feel like an anime type of thing. Like it's like you're watching like Street Fighter type of like.
oh,
There's a lot of like really cool.
damn, he's hyping this up. Okay,
Yeah.
Okay,
No, it's really well done. Like even like the boxing itself, I think, got like it improved the way that the sequence
same.
and stuff like that. Like there's some interesting things that they have Jonathan Majors do as a fighter that makes his style different from Creed's, and I think you guys would actually really appreciate the way he fights.
okay.
I'll take your word for that.
I'll believe that.
He's definitely, because you know how Creed, like, I mean, he had like a rough upbringing, but like for the most part he lived under Marianne's roof, kind of like a suburbs kid, so he's very refined, right? That's the way that he was like taught to fight. But Jonathan Majors is definitely more of like this is like your, I don't want to say like from the streets, but like this guy is like this guy's kind of like how like Rocky talked about like certain fighters from Philly, like you can just tell they're from Philly, like they're rough and tough.
Oh, right,
Like,
right.
rugged style. It's not pretty. It's, we're gonna stand and bang.
Oh, okay. He's like a brawl, more of a brawler.
What's actually kind of cool is they do a lot of inside boxing. I will give that away.
So he likes to be in the pocket.
Yeah, they kind of highlight that a lot better than they had in the first two movies, I think.
Interesting.
That,
okay, that's cool.
Type of like adjustment and stuff like that. I think it's really cool.
That's cool. Okay, it better not disappoint, JQ. You're hyping this up for me, man.
I can't wait, in like a month when we come back on here and you guys just tell me how horrible the movie was.
It's like, dude, this sucked.
Dude, I don't know. Think I'll delete your number and like.
We were never coming back on this podcast ever again.
I'll just talk to your brother and be like, dude, just leave him. Leave him.
Yeah. All right. Well,
I'll take the one.
Yeah, I think it's a very good movie. There's been pretty good reviews on that one too, so it's not just me.
Okay.
But this is definitely one I like I said, I liked the first one the best. The second one was okay to me. I didn't mind it. But
second one was okay.
Yeah, I think this third one was better than the second one, clearly. And it's kind of like a close second behind the original. I think the original storyline for the first movie is so like perfect with how it goes from
It's really
Rocky.
good, especially, and the thing that cemented me on the first movie was like the first fight that he had with the guy
Yeah.
from Philly. It was all
Yeah.
done in one take, and I was like, I have
Yeah,
never
super
seen that
cool.
before.
Yeah, and it was a 2-round fight that
Yeah.
they did in one take. So yeah,
Mhm.
it was very impressive. But yeah, so yeah, definitely if you're listening to this, go watch Ant-Man, go watch Creed, go watch Scary Movie 6 coming out this weekend. Cheap plug for that one. But yeah, that'll wrap up this episode. Do you guys have any final words you want to leave us with?
No, I'm good.
Go train.
The famous last words, go train.
Go train.
But yeah, we appreciate you guys. Thank you to Kyle and Jeremy for being here. We always love having you guys. The H-Town guys on the show are a draw according to the analytics, according to the view count. So this isn't the last time you're gonna see them. It's always a good time having you guys. For those who are listening, you made it all the way to the end, or you skipped around, or whatever. We thank you for your support. Go like this video. Go subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, anywhere you could watch or listen to us. We're there. Until next time, we'll see you guys later. Peace out. God bless.